Is Tesla going under? So what the hell is going on at Tesla? We've been hearing a lot recently over the last few weeks about Tesla layoffs. So, is Elon Musk losing his mind, or is he just a very clever businessman? So, these layoffs started about 2 weeks ago when they were announcing that they were going to get rid of about 10% of the workforce. Now, their workforce was about 150,000, so they were planning on getting rid of about 15,000. And many people just got an email to say, thanks very much, goodbye. Yeah, but it's still happening. There are more layoffs happening, and they're happening at the moment in China with extra layoffs happening there. They've also cut their summer internship program. So all those young interns that were due to start at Tesla have been sent an email. Don't bother coming. Now, that may be because all the people that were going to be supervising them have been chucked out. So there's no one to supervise them, and they may be able to give them some more jobs at a later date. But they've also let the whole Supercharger team go. Right from the top, Rebecca Tanucci, who was in charge of the Supercharger team, and all 500 employees were also given the flick. So what's going to happen with the Superchargers now? And Tom Zooo, who was basically the number 2 in America, is now back in China. Now, he did do a very good job when he was in China, and I don't know if he's been sent back there to continue to do a good job or whether he's been moved. Now, Elon Musk has said that every 5 years or so, they need to have a rethink about their whole strategy. He feels that they've grown too fast and they've got some inefficiencies. So they need to get rid of people. And I think he did say that if you don't have to rehire any of the people you've let go, you haven't let enough people go. So I just wonder if some of those Supercharger people will be rehired. But we'll come to something that I've just found out today about that. So, I mean, the Superchargers are a critical part of the Tesla program. They give them that competitive edge because the Tesla Superchargers have got a 99.9% uptime. So, you know, when you're out on a road trip, you can pull in a Tesla Supercharger and it will work. Whereas other manufacturers, some of which are now gone under themselves. Tritium, I'm thinking of you. Your chargers hardly ever worked anyway. But even the Electrify America ones, there's many of them don't work, and it takes months for them to be fixed. Tesla Superchargers are the bee's knees when it comes to doing a road trip. Now, even someone like Drew Baglino has gone. We don't know whether he was asked to go. He did say that it was voluntary, but you've got to wonder whether Elon spoke to him. I mean, Drew's been there since the beginning, 18 odd years, and he was a brilliant people. And many people thought that he would be taking over from Elon if Elon moved over into Twitter or X or SpaceX or somewhere like that. But that doesn't look like it's going to be the case now, does it? Some of the emails that Elon has been sending out to employers basically said, I expect you to work 80 hours a week. If you can't do that, leave. Now, I remember when I first started to work, 1970-ish, it was, my first contract was for only 120 hours a week out of 168 in the 7 days. It was averaged over a fortnight. So 1 week you worked a lot more and the next week you worked a little bit less. And it averaged out over a fortnight at 120 hours. My next contract was for 80 hours a week, which is what Elon wants to get everybody to work. But even that was quite a bit. If you think about it, you work 10 hours a day for 8 days a week. Yeah. So look, when he started, he was sleeping on the floor. He does 20 hours a day and so on, and he'll work 7 days a week. But I think to ask your people to do that is probably just a little bit too much. Look, 60 hours a week, that's probably all right. That's around just over a third of the working week. Now, to come back to those Supercharger employees, the 500 or so that got booted, I just heard today, not a couple of hours ago, that BP, the oil giant, the fossil fuel people, are keen to buy Tesla Supercharger sites. Now, I think November last year, they spent about 100 million buying Superchargers. And I got a feeling they were rebranding them as their BP Pulse. But now they're looking at buying Supercharger sites. Now, this is according to Bloomberg. So how reliable that is, I don't know. I've only seen the one instance of it. But there was talk that they were looking at those 500 people that were in the know for the Superchargers may get a job, not all of them probably, with BP, because they're actually looking at spending $1 billion. Yeah, $1 billion. And apparently they've already negotiated with Tesla. Look, maybe that's why they all got sacked. I don't know. But as I said, late last year, 100 million. Now $1 billion over the next up to 2030, so over the next 6 years or so. Now, the good thing about Tesla Superchargers is that they cost a lot less than all the others. I think that they quoted something like 30,000 an installation, whereas the other ones are about 100,000 an installation. So they're a third the price to make, and they work a lot better and are much more reliable. So, yeah, will all these Superchargers be rebranded as BP Pulse? I don't know. They may keep them just as Tesla Superchargers, because now they've got the new NACS, North American Charging Standard, J3400 or whatever it is. Will they keep them as Teslas, or will they rebrand them? Now, I have heard that people like Shell have been buying some charging stations up and then mothballing them because they just want to keep their fossil fuel business going. So after all these layoffs, what do you think is going to happen? Will they start to re-employ people because they've now got rid of more people than they needed to, and now they're realizing that they need to hire a few back? As Elon Musk has said, you haven't got rid of enough if you don't have to re-employ anybody. So is that going to apply to the Supercharge team? I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And while you're there, let me know in the comments what you think's going to be happening to Tesla. What's Elon Musk planning? Got any ideas? Down there. And while you're down there, there's a like and subscribe button. Click, click. Costs you nothing. Click, click. That's it. Make sure you click that like button and subscribe, of course. Thank you very much. It really does help the channel. And I'll see you all very soon.